Hi artists! Today we're going to make some shadow drawings. So you're going to be looking for shadows that the natural light from outside is shining through the window, or you can make some shadows of your own using just a lamp from your room or from the living room or wherever you can find one. So let's get started. Okay, one way to make a shadow drawing is to find an actual shadow somewhere in your house, like on a table where something's making a shadow, or in this case, I found something on the floor, so I put my paper right here in the shadow. Isn't that cool? In this case, the shadow happens to be coming from these plants. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just hold my paper here and I'm going to trace around these shadows as best I can. So watch this. Using a pencil, and later I will color it in using whatever I want. I have colored pencils and crayons and markers. I might just use some kind of combination of those. So I'm going to go ahead now and trace it. One way to make shadow drawings is, if there's no sunshine, to put your paper in, to get a lamp. And I have a lamp over here, just a lamp that's usually standing in the corner of the room. And I turned it on and I'm shining it down on the paper. You can't see the lamp, but you can see the shadows that it makes. So I found a few objects around the house and I'm going to try tracing them. So I'm going to put it here till it makes a shadow. Look. It's a very fuzzy shadow, and then the shadow gets more clear and dark. So let me see. I'm going to try to just hold that with one hand and trace the shadow with another. Ooh, and if it doesn't come out exactly like it, that's okay, because shadows are a little different than the object itself. It's the same object, but look. And then it makes kind of a cool design. I got this spoon out of the drawer in the kitchen too, and what I'm going to do is just put it somewhere on the paper where I think it might kind of be a cool design. So I'm putting it down here, and look how long that area looks because of the way the light is shining on this object on the spoon. And I'm going to trace that like that. And the idea is that when I'm done, I'll have a design on this page that'll be kind of an interesting design. It's not going to look exactly like the objects, but it'll look kind of like the objects. So I'm going to put this one like this. I'm going to hold it there, and then I'm going to try to trace around. Kind of tricky to do this one. And if I just can get parts of it, that's okay. I can just fill in the parts how I think they go or how I kind of want them to go. This one kind of does this. Let's see what happens if I set this roll of tape on here. I can either hold it or just kind of set it somewhere where the lamp. Can you see that shape? Ooh, I think that is a very cool shape. So I'm setting that down, and here I go. I'm going to go around and around kind of the fuzzy edge. Around and around. And then I'm going to try to get that arc shape or arch shape and this curved line here And let's see what happens. Wow. And I'm going to complete this line because it was like that. So I think I'm getting kind of a cool design on my page. And then I can just try other objects and see how I think they look. I have a pencil sharpener on my art supplies. Ooh, I'm going to put this like, pencil shavings on there. I'm going to put it like that. And you can see a shadow that it makes, right? So I'm going to try to just go around the edge of the shadow. And then I'm going to start on this side as close as I can get. Oops. And go like that. And look, I made a shape here that wasn't really a part of it. So I'm just going to curve it over. Just a beautiful oops it. And I'm going to make this go up to here. Cool. I'm getting some awesome shapes on here. Because when I'm done, I'm going to be able to color these shapes in. Look, I have some lip balm on my desk. And I'm going to put it there. Can you see that shadow? Uh-oh, fell over. Okay, I'm going to move it so I can reach it better. And around it goes like that. And then it kind of went like that. Another thing I got from the kitchen is this glass. And I'm wondering what kind of shadows it might make. It's kind of fun to see. And I can see where it will land on my paper. And see how I want it to go. Ooh, I think I want to do that. And I'm going to try to trace it. Sometimes my hand covers it up, so I just have to move my hand to the other side. And like I said, this is not an exact tracing, an exact art. It's just getting a general cool shape. And when I can't see, I have to kind of move around it a little bit, try my best. And then it sort of shows the opening here. So I'm going to kind of do that as best I can. And let's look and see. Wow, that's a pretty interesting design I've made on my paper. So I could keep going or I could stop. And I bet you for you, it might be fun to find things, objects in your house, like things that you use a lot, like maybe some Legos or a little building block or art materials that you use, and see what happens when you trace them. So the next thing I'm going to do, let's see, I think I'm going to just do that. See if there's any little touches I want to put on there. I think I want to connect these pieces. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to color this. And I think I'll use colored pencils on this. It would be fun to use paint if I had paint. If I had watercolors, if you have watercolors, markers would make it like really bright and vivid, which would be cool too. I think I'm going to use colored pencils and I'm going to color away and see what happens. And there's my finished shadow drawing, the one I did from objects inside the house with a lamp as my light. Yeah, overlapping those shadows made some interesting little shapes for me to color in. And if I look really closely, I can see the cup and the scissors and the spoons. And I think that's pretty cool. It would be fun to show it to someone and see if they could figure out what shadows I traced. And here are both of my shadow drawings. The one I made from the natural light coming in through the window, and the one I made from using a lamp or a light to make the shadows and tracing objects. Two different ways to do it. I hope you find some interesting shadows or make some interesting shadows and have fun making shadow designs.